Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cancer. I'm going to give you a reading for the month of March. Now to begin, this is a general reading for the sign of Cancer, so it may not be meant for you specifically. And also, this is not meant to really be a predictive reading. It is more about what it is that your guides and the universe would like you to know going into March. So to begin, we have the Ace of Swords, which has to do with your thoughts. So I see that there is a mastery of thought coming in for March. So this might be that you have already done the work and have mastered those thoughts, and that you need to hold on to that for March, or that March is going to allow you to find that mastery. And so I'm seeing that as split between you. But for those of you that have not mastered it already and are needing to do that in March, I'm seeing that that's going to come in very easily at the beginning of March. And so the rest of the month is meant for you to anchor that in to your life and your actions. And so this has to do with your thought processes, as well as the way that you think about your actions that you take. And so with these other cards, with the being Pentacles, it is connecting your thoughts with the material world, and how you interact with the material world, and the way that you think about your situation. So with that, we have your second card is the Five of Pentacles, which has to do with poverty consciousness. We can see that, the person is standing there asking for, like a donation to be given, because they are in essentially rags. Their clothes actually look pretty intact, so I don't know if you would necessarily call it rags, but it is a lowly outfit. It's dull, and there's no embellishments. It isn't fine in any way. So perhaps it's a hand-me-down, and you are taking whatever it is that life offers you, whatever it is that you are able to receive easily, and that. Yes, okay. So the coins back here are like fixed to the wall, and so I'm seeing that since we're having to do with your thoughts, that there is a sense of believing that the wealth of the world and what it is that is offered to you in life is sort of fixed. That there are people that receive certain things, and then there are people that don't receive certain things, and that you are limiting yourself to what it is that you can be offered, what it is that you're asking for. So you're standing there asking for like a bit of water, or asking for like a piece of bread, instead of asking for I was going to think of some elaborate food, like perhaps steak, but what popped in was like asking for someone to take you to a buffet, and I think the reason that popped in instead is because that is less so about the finery of it, but the expansive of it. Because when you go to a buffet, you have many options. You can go back for seconds. You can, take a pick of everything. And so life doesn't have to be about picking the steak over the piece of bread. You can have both options. And so what's coming in is changing your thoughts so that you don't have this poverty consciousness, and these fixed belief systems about yourself and the world. And so then for your third card, we have the Four of Pentacles, which we have this woman with a box, and she has a key there, which means that the box was locked, but she received the key in order to open it, and receive the blessings. And again, this has to do with the material world. So I'm seeing that you are like unlocking the potential of the material world for you. And the fact that she's down to the ground makes me feel like there's more of a grounded connection there as well. So, I'm seeing that with the Ace of Swords, with the mastering of your thoughts, you've had a lot of like inner work and possibly reclusion, and that with the Four of Pentacles, we're coming back to that groundedness of connecting with the actual material world around you, so that then you can take what you've learned and use that to open up the the gateways that are opening up for you for what is possible in this material reality. And then I also pulled for your career card, which has to do with the money coming in and just work and projects in general. And we have obstacles and blocks are lifted. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. So we have the blocks being lifted away from your poverty consciousness and the fixed beliefs. So you have shifted those. They've lifted, and then you are getting, like I said, the new potentials. And so you need to hold on to the the mastery of your thoughts, like I said, so that you can remain positive and um, as I said, centered in gratitude, so then abundance will come your way. So it's looking really positive for March, as long as you can use this information. So what I'm seeing is that you're being told to actually take action in March, instead of just going inside and working internally. Actually figure out how it is that you can put this into practice and make it actionable within the real world. And so that doesn't have to actually be a bunch of physical actions, but it does need to be connected to the material world in some way. So this could mean making new relationships and projecting what you've learned onto others, or simply connecting with the nature outside in order to ground yourself that way, and help the earth, or um, whatever comes into you for doing outside. Like, you might be called to do some sort of ritual work or something outside, but that can be real action as well. But don't limit yourself to that necessarily, but it does mean that you need to actually leave the sort of a solitary like hideaway that you might have created for yourself. And for what it is that you need to focus on this month, I have pulled Say What You Mean. So, allowing yourself to, okay. So when I first pulled this, I was thinking that this had to do with your relationships and like being authentic. But no, I'm seeing that this has to do with the mastery of your thoughts. So reflect the mastery of your thoughts onto your words. So pay more attention to the words that you are using, and use words that reflect the highest version of what you mean. So for example, an easy example is you can say the word house or home, right? But both have a different sort of connotation. So if you're talking about like a feeling, then you should use the word home, whereas house is just a building. But I'm trying to think of a more concrete example. So like a big thing that comes in is saying like you need to do something. You really don't need to do anything. So like, and simple thing about that is like shifting that to I would like to do this. Is a simple thing that you can do that shifts the energy around you, and that's going to change the thought that you have about the action, and it also changes the way that you do the action, so that's connecting it to the material world. So I'm seeing that coming in, and just watching that you don't say things that you in a way that comes across that you mean something that you don't. So that could be saying things that make it sound like you are putting blame on someone when you aren't really. So like, oh, you never do the dishes or something. Instead of that, asking, can you do the dishes? Which doesn't really change the situation, but it changes the way that the other person views it. And are you actually trying to put blame on them or not? Because if you're not, then you don't want to make it come across that way. So that's what I'm seeing for this card, is more just reflect more of yourself through your words, and mastering the world through your words, because the way that you speak will also shift what is coming about around you. So, like materializing through your words. If you say that you're afraid of something, then you may manifest that into your reality. So don't express those fears, express the positive sides. And then what it is that you need to let go of this month, I pulled danger. You may find yourself in a dangerous situation with a person. Wait, you are about to make an emotional decision, and it must be a logical choice. Meditate and seek action, or solution, sorry. And so I'm getting that you might be holding yourself back for fears of dangers or just conflicts coming up. And that might be why you have put yourself in this solitary reclusion, but and not taking actions that you already have wanted to make, but you have been holding yourself back. And so is this saying that it isn't a time to be holding yourself back in March? It is time to fully anchor in what it is that you want to do. So take those action steps, and be a little bit more courageous this month. And then I probably should have done this after the career, but I also pulled a card for your relationships. And we have past life relationship. You have known each other before. So this could be a romantic relationship, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. But it does mean that many of you will be meeting someone, or possibly reconnecting with someone that you have a connection with from a past life. So this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be like your soulmate, but you will have a connection there that you sense that you've known them before, or just where it feels like you have known them longer than you have if you have just met them. And I feel like something else was coming in, but I'm not getting it now. Just like pay closer attention to everyone around you, because you might easily miss this person. So you might see someone like at the store and miss them if you aren't paying close enough attention. Okay. And then for what it is that you would benefit from changing in your thoughts this month, we have hands-free waiting. When you're waiting in line, like at the grocery store, take time to look around the scene instead of getting on your phone and being distracted. So I see that might be what this is connected to. that perhaps you will be waiting at a store and this person will cross your path, but you might not notice them if you are not being aware of your surroundings. So pay more attention, and be more receptive to the environment around you when you are out and about. And with that is the end of your reading for March, Cancer, and I hope to see you again in April. And please do consider subscribing.